Sunday, August 24th. At 2:30, in the middle of a sunny afternoon, flames and thick black smoke turned the heat even more unbearable. A massive fire consumed everything around it. For most countries, Independence Day is a time for parades, fireworks, and celebration. But for Ukraine, still locked in a brutal war, it's a day marked by defiance and destruction. As Kyiv raised its flags and received messages of support from Western leaders, including US President Donald Trump, Russia claimed something very different was happening behind the scenes. According to Moscow, dozens of Ukrainian drones were launched into Russian territory, one of them allegedly sparking a fire at a nuclear power plant in Kursk. But Ukraine was quick to deny the charge, calling it just another case of Russian disinformation. In their words, that wasn't a drone attack. That was Russia's own air defense system doing a poor job. Regardless of the truth behind the Kursk incident, one thing is certain. Ukraine's Independence Day wasn't celebrated with fireworks, but with explosions that gave Moscow a headache. According to Russia's Ministry of Defense, at least 95 Ukrainian drones were intercepted across more than a dozen regions on that single day, but not all of them were stopped. In the Samara region, at 7:32 evening, debris rained from the sky and a massive explosion shattered the silence. Air raid sirens wailed, but they came too late to stop the destruction. A Ukrainian drone had struck the Syzran oil refinery, triggering a powerful blast that lit up the night sky. This facility isn't just another target. It processes up to 8.9 million tons of oil per year, making it one of Russia's most vital industrial assets. Near St. Petersburg, in the town of Ust-Luga, during a morning shift around 8:30 a.m., another explosion rocked a key Russian facility, this time a gas processing tower. This facility is Russia's main processing site for natural gas piped from the Arctic and West Siberia. As one of Europe's largest natural gas processing plants, and the main outlet for Russian gas exports via the Baltic Sea, the damage severely disrupts the refinement of gas condensate into critical products like naphtha, jet fuel, fuel oil, and diesel. This interruption at Ust-Luga not only impacts Russia's ability to supply domestic energy, but also drastically reduces its foreign currency inflows from oil and gas exports, which are crucial for sustaining Moscow's military efforts. In Ust-Luga, the sky turned pitch black as thick smoke billowed from the site. Gunfire echoed through the night, likely an attempt to shoot down incoming Ukrainian drones. But the defense efforts failed. One drone tipped with explosives managed to reach its target, slamming directly into the facility and detonating on impact. A mushroom-shaped explosion erupted above the tower, captured in dramatic up-close footage. The flames were fueled by the gas inside, igniting a fire so intense. It's unclear which UAVs or drones were used in these attacks. However, the Kyiv Post has reported the possible use of the Ukrainian Batyar drone. The Batyar drone is a domestically developed Ukrainian UAV designed primarily for reconnaissance and precision strike missions. Equipped with advanced navigation and targeting systems, the Batyar can deliver precise payloads against high-value targets, including military infrastructure and supply depots. Its use exemplifies Ukraine's growing drone capabilities in challenging Russian forces by penetrating air defenses that traditional weaponry might not easily overcome. A few days earlier, on the night of August 21st, Ukraine delivered a major blow striking the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery. This attack stood out as it would prove far more destructive and long-lasting than anyone anticipated. Footage shared by the Nova Telegram channel captured the moment of impact. Blazing fireballs lit up the night, cutting through the darkness, while a series of powerful explosions echoed across the area. Since the night of August 21st, the fire at the Novoshakhtinsk oil refinery has proven difficult to contain. Instead of being brought under control, the flames continued burning into the next day, fueled by large amounts of oil inside the facility. Even from the streets, thick black smoke could be seen rising into the sky, while bright flames lit up the area. Footage recorded the next day after the initial strike confirmed that multiple fuel tanks were still actively burning, with occasional flare-ups and smaller explosions as the fire spread. For Ukrainian supporters, this was seen as a major tactical success. But for Russia, the situation was far worse than just a symbolic loss. The Novoshakhtinsk refinery is the only oil processing enterprise in the entire Rostov region, with a total storage capacity of over 210,000 cubic meters. This makes it a vital part of Russia's military fuel supply chain, crucial for supporting tanks, armored vehicles, aircraft, and other frontline operations. Recognizing its strategic importance, the facility was defended by 2 Pantsir and 1 Tor missile systems. The Pantsir system is a mobile short-range air defense platform combining rapid-fire cannons and guided missiles designed to intercept drones, helicopters, and precision-guided munitions. The Tor missile system is a highly effective short-range defense capable of engaging multiple fast-moving aerial targets simultaneously. Despite these layers of protection, the attack on the refinery demonstrated that these systems were insufficient to fully safeguard such a critical target. The advanced tactics and precision strikes employed in the assault exposed vulnerabilities in Russia's air defenses, underscoring that even well-armed facilities remain vulnerable to well-planned Ukrainian operations aimed at disrupting Moscow's military logistics and fuel supplies. Given the size of the facility and the amount of fuel stored there, it's no surprise the destruction was massive. Even 2 to 3 days after the attack, thick smoke remained visible during daylight, showing just how severe the damage was. By the morning of August 23rd, the situation at the Novoshakhtinsk refinery had worsened. The fire had spread to another fuel tank, and new footage showed flames growing even larger. The blaze, which had started 2 days earlier, was now out of control. Then came August 24th, Ukraine's Independence Day, and the fire still hadn't been put out. In fact, it had grown even more intense, covering more of the facility and leaving little hope of recovery. The damage was no longer just serious, it was possibly irreversible. With such a massive reserve now destroyed, the impact goes far beyond property damage. This refinery played a key role in supplying fuel for Russian military equipment. Losing it could significantly reduce Russia's ability to sustain combat operations, especially near the front lines. By August 26th, after nearly a week of continuous fire, new footage revealed the full extent of the destruction. Most of the crude oil tanks were gone, burned out, and collapsed. The facility's pipeline rack was heavily damaged, and even emergency vehicles belonging to Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations were affected by the fire. With the entire refinery burned down and now unusable, the scale of Russia's loss is hard to calculate, but visually, it's clear. This was a major blow to one of the country's most important energy assets. The relentless attacks throughout Ukraine's Independence Day period sent a clear message. Despite the overwhelming odds and sophisticated Russian defenses, Ukrainian forces are capable of striking deep into enemy territory to disrupt critical infrastructure and weaken Moscow's war machine. The destruction of key facilities like the Novoshakhtinsk refinery underscores the growing effectiveness of Ukraine's drone capabilities and reveals serious vulnerabilities in Russia's air defense. With each drone that slips through Russian air defenses, with every refinery engulfed in flames, Ukraine is showing that even a nation under siege can strike back hard and strike deep. But this tit-for-tat escalation raises a chilling question. How much longer can these attacks stay conventional before the stakes grow even higher? Let us know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.